Welcome to Foglight Video Solutions. This video will cover how to monitor a SQL Server instance located on Amazon RDS. My name is John Sakalauskas, and I'm a technical product specialist for the Foglight product. This demo will cover how to create a Foglight SQL Server agent to monitor Microsoft SQL Server on Amazon RDS. This capability is included in the 5.9.4.20 and higher releases of the SQL Server cartridge. The prerequisites and requirements include that instance connections are made through JDBC to the host. The remote host name or IP address must be valid and resolvable and pingable. There must be a valid and active connection port. The default port is 1433. There must also be a SQL instance name, even if it is the default instance. An OS connection will not be used in this configuration. Please review the Foglight for Databases deployment guide for additional requirements. To add an agent, log into the Foglight web console with your Foglight user. Click on Databases to access the database dashboard. Click on Monitor and select SQL Server. The Monitor SQL Server Instance Setup GUI should display in a simple format and request a set of needed configurations for monitoring a single instance. This feature allows for quicker setup on one consolidated screen to cater toward creating a single agent at a time. At the top of the panel is a link to provide an option to discover multiple SQL Server instances. A separate video will cover this method to add new agents. Agent Manager Host specifies the selected agent manager and usually defaults to the agent manager that has the least amount of instances that are already deployed against it. This helps with load balancing and sizing that affects performance. Click the box to change the Agent Manager host if desired. Connection details is where to specify the URL for the SQL Server instance on Amazon RDS. And information I is available for more details on this field. The format for this field is hostname / instance name. To monitor the default instance, only add the hostname into the server name field. During this demonstration, we will stage monitoring against the default instance with the SQL Server default port of 1433. When no port is specified, the installer will use the port identified by the SQL Server browser service, in which case the service must be started. The information I is helpful in explaining the login credentials. For the login credentials, we will use the SQL Server authentication. Enable the checkbox if SSL is required to connect to the instance. The installer will determine the correct TLS level to use for the connection. At the bottom of the panel is an option to change alarm sensitivity and to either automatically generate a database agent name based on the server and instance name, or to override the setting with a custom agent name. In this example, we will not be adding the SQL PI extension. A separate video is available with details on adding new SQL Server agents with SQL PI enabled. For SQL Server instances on Amazon RDS, we will also not be enabling the OS monitoring, as we will not be directly connecting to an operating system to collect metrics. Once all of the connection details are in place, click Monitor. The configuration will start up. If a grant privileges box pops up, a grant script is available to run directly in the instance to grant the necessary privileges, or enter a sysadmin account to execute grant scripts. Once completed, a pop-up will indicate that the agent has been created, and there's a choice of adding another database, in which it will take you back to the setup screen, or click Finish. The new agent is now created. After a couple of minutes, collection time, the dashboard will become populated with data. To learn more about Foglight for Databases, visit us at support.quest.com. For quick support questions, follow us at Quest Experts on Twitter.